And the next thing I know, my chance with her is blown, cause my mouth gets carried away. I'm tongue-tied, 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 tongue-tied.
So this guy's question is about, he asked to go out on Valentine's Day, and then basically she canceled the date. But there's more to it than that. So short question, he says, sad Valentine's Day for me. The girl says she realized she doesn't want to be dating right now. Canceled the date saying she's been in so many relationships and needs to take a break from dating to work on mental health. Is that a real excuse or just does she lose interest? I guess I don't want to accept that she lost interest. Thank you so much. Well, you know, it's one of those things where it's like half and half. So I think that there's the half where she says that she's been in so many relationships and needs to take a break. I think that realistically, if you were the guy that she ultimately found that was her end all be all, checked all the stuff off the boxes on her list and stuff like that, that she'd have no problem dating you regardless of if she had mental health stuff going on. Because realistically, life is going to always throw stuff at us. So even if we're like mentally sound, there's going to be stuff that comes up that's going to challenge us mentally and causes us to like have to think a little bit harder. And that's just real life stuff. Okay. Now, that said, the other half is that if a woman gets to a point where she realizes, hey, you know what? I'm, the common denominator in all my relationships, and I'm constantly running into problems. These problems might be me. Like, it's not always just the guy. After like 4 or 5 relationships back to back, and they keep going haywire, there's something that I'm doing wrong. Maybe there's some stuff in my childhood that I didn't fully like deal with that I need to deal with. Then that kind of woman may be enlightened enough to realize, hey, even if I want to date this guy, I'm in no position right now to date this guy because I don't want to risk bringing him into chaos that I'm still going through. I got some work to do. And in that case, that could be a thing. But even with that, a woman that ultimately really wanted to date you would say, hey, I'm going through some stuff right now. So for now, can we just like, I enjoy your company, but I don't want to do anything super serious like dating or being in a relationship while I'm trying to figure my stuff out. So give me some time. Once I figure that stuff out, if I feel as though I'm ready to date, then I'd love to hit you up and we can go do something. Okay. That's a woman that's saying, I recognize I have some issues, but I'm still interested in you. Now, last thing too is I'm guessing since he asked her out on Valentine's Day, based on her response, that this was probably going to be like their first, maybe second date. All right. And this is why I stress to you guys, when you first start dating a woman, holidays and birthdays should not be days that you meet up with her because those are days that are reserved for when you're in a couple. So when you as the guy go to her after the first date and say, hey, for our second date, let's go out on Valentine's Day or let's go out on a birthday. That is going to give the impression to a woman that you're already farther along in your interest in her than she is at that time. Women need 2 to 3 months to solidify their feelings for you. That gives them time to vet you, to see consistency from you, and to feel if they actually want to be with you in a long-term relationship. When you present holidays and birthdays as date days, that's saying to her, I already feel as though we're in a relationship, and that's going to more often than not chase them away. So steer clear of birthdays and holidays until you actually get into the relationship, and then you can start doing that stuff. Now, here's the other thing too. With that, if you follow that rule, what you'll find is you're going to inevitably date a woman where her birthday comes up or a holiday comes up. Let's say you decide to follow what I just say and you skip it. You don't see her on her birthday. You don't see her on a holiday. She may get mad at you. You actually want that to happen because what that's going to do is spark a conversation about where she is in her journey. So let's paint the scenario, right? Her birthday came and went. You might have sent like a happy birthday, but you didn't celebrate with her. You didn't take her out, didn't get her a gift, and she's mad. Hit you up the next day. Hey, so-and-so. So I just want you to know that I felt really kind of some kind of way that you didn't like get me anything for my birthday or get a gift of this and that. You'll respond back. That's interesting. Well, let's talk about that. Like, why are you upset? She'll be like, well, because I thought, we've been dating for a while now. And I just thought that, we were closer and this is that. And then you would respond back with, well, I typically think that, birthdays and holidays are reserved for relationships. And I just didn't think we were there in that step of their dating process because you haven't expressed that you wanted to be in a relationship. Are you saying that you want to have that discussion? So what you're doing here is you're now putting it on her to have the discussion about being in a relationship. At this point, it'll go one or two ways. Either she'll say, oh, well, I guess you're right. We're not in a relationship yet, so my bad, I'm tripping. Or she'll say, well, I really care about you. And I think that we've been going out and I'm not seeing anybody else. Are you seeing anybody else? And that'll lead to you being able to get into a relationship. So by not taking her out on holidays and birthdays. You could actually get what you ultimately want, which is getting into a relationship because you're having a conversation about something that pissed her off because you're not in a relationship. So that's how you can play that card.
Tonight's your night to shine. I'm taking you out to have a good time. Yeah, but I'm broke as wood. You want me to spin? Guess what? You out of luck. Oh, tonight's your night.